Chapter 6. The most important question ever asked. The exciting journey of the mind that follows may very well be the most important exploration you will take in your life. That is why you brought yourself here. That is why you had the impulse to pick up this book. Everything here you already know. You just don't know that you know it. Or maybe you do, and you're just having a hard time remembering it. Or maybe you even remember it, but are having a hard time applying it. If you see yourself in any of those categories, you are going to benefit enormously from the clarity that you are going to bring yourself here, having used the mechanism of manifestation to tell yourself about the mechanism of manifestation. That mechanism is what we are going to be exploring. In my own vocabulary I call this the power behind personal creation. It has to do with how things come about. It has to do with how reality becomes reality. Now I've already said, just a bit earlier, what some of you already be thinking, oh, that stuff. Yeah, I've heard all that before. Didn't they just make a movie about that? They sure did. But they didn't mention the unspoken truth hardly at all. As it always does in discussions about manifestation and creation, this truth behind the truth darned here got lost, because it went largely unspoken. Who wants to be marginalized as a blasphemer? But it's time that we spoke of this hidden truth. I mean all of us, not just some of us, all of the spiritual authors and teachers and speakers and messengers who would seek to address the question of how life works. It's one thing to say that we can all be happy, that we can all experience whatever we choose in life, and that we all have the power to create our own reality, but it's another to tell us why. We've heard a lot about how personal creation works. We've heard a lot about the way it works, but we've hardly heard anything at all about the reason that it works. This has led to a lot of questions, and one in particular that might be the most important question of all time. I've had this question asked at my lectures and spiritual renewal retreats often. Other messengers have heard it too, I'm sure. And now it's been asked on global television. When this question is answered fully and completely, you will know how to be happier than God. During a February 2007 telecast of Oprah, a member of the studio audience asked it and almost stopped the show. The broadcast was devoted to that motion picture that was capturing a lot of attention at the time, having to do with the so-called law of attraction. This law is a phenomenon that has been described in the books and programs, classes, and lectures, statements, and sermons of many teachers and messengers throughout the centuries. On her worldwide telecast, Oprah used these words to describe this great principle of life. It says that the energy and the thoughts and feelings that you put out into the world, both good and bad, are exactly what is always coming back to you. So you have the life that you have created. I've been talking about this for years on this show. Oprah's on-set guests were waxing enthusiastic about using positive thoughts and feelings, consciously and deliberately, to bring about desired results in one's life as described in the film, which was called The Secret. When Oprah called on a woman in the audience who, she said, has a question that many people want answered. The woman then rose to say, "My husband and I, we are Christians, and our kids are Christians. We teach our children to put their faith in God, and it seems that The Secret teaches you to put your faith in yourself. So I was wondering if God is anywhere in this." Oprah thought that was a good question, and I can understand why. Since we were children, most of us have been told that God is the one to whom we can turn if we need help, if we desire something that is really important. Isn't that how millions of us have been trained? No matter what the culture, no matter what the religion, if a person believes in a deity at all, isn't this one of the most important roles that the deity plays? Is God the supplier of all good things? Yet what of the dramatic assertion in some teachings and writings that if we need a miracle or wish better health or want more money or ache for a perfect companion or seek right livelihood or simply desire a better life, all we have to do is use the power that lies within us, speak our word, and everything for which we yearn will be ours? We must ask again, where does God fit into all of this? If what was said earlier that we don't need God because God is always with us is true, then just how does God fit into all of this? What is God's role in the process of personal creation?